You see a black person, just give them love because they are hated everywhere. In China, it's even worse. The children, if you are dark, they keep on trying to clean you because they think you are dirty. We help everyone, irrespective of creed and color and all of that. But you black people have been hated for a very long time, and they are still hated even today, not only here, all over the world.
Malema is one powerful leader whose voice is really impacting on many people of black or African descent across the whole world. In one particular speech, Mandela was talking about how the black people have struggled in making sure that they thrive, in making sure that they survive. Mandela was talking about the things that happen in the USA, the things that happen in white South African sector. You find a black person walking around, and when he's walking around white people, the white people always think of a black person as somebody who wants to steal from them, as somebody who is lacking. That is what the white people think of black people in South Africa, and that is the same thing that white people think of the black people in the United States of America. So he has been a vocal advocate for social justice and equality. So in a recent address, he emphasized the importance of acknowledging and respecting the struggles endured by black people throughout history. He's not only talking about black people in South Africa. Malema is talking about black people in the whole of Africa, in the whole of the world. Don't you find this very interesting about Mandela? About Malema, not Mandela, okay? Now, Malema highlighted the profound impact of historical injustices such as colonialism and apartheid on the black community. He argued that these struggles have left lasting scars on individuals and communities, shaping the present-day socio-economic landscape, you know? Malema also in this speech, he emphasized the resilience and strength displayed by black people in overcoming adversity, citing their enduring spirit as a testament to their collective strength. Black people are very strong.
Oprah Winfrey, she can't take a walk in her suburb, a morning walk in her suburb, without police stopping her. But what do you want here? Because it's an expensive suburb. And they don't expect a black person like this one is coming to steal the thing the director was speaking about, the one that we installed here. This one, there is a new thing here, he wants to steal it. What criteria do they use? It's a black person. So you see a black person, just give them love because they are hated everywhere. In China, it's even worse. The children, if you are dark, they keep on trying to clean you because they think you are dirty. They associate blackness with dirtiness. I mean, you've dressed up nicely, you took a nice shower in your beautiful clothes, and someone comes to say, it doesn't look like you took shower, you look different. And then you come back home, we do the same thing to you. So we see black people, and you see everyone, in particular black people, just show them love. Reassure them and tell them as many times as you can that they are being loved and their dignity shall be restored.
I'm going to be the devil's advocate. Who am I talking about? I'm talking about Julius Malema. The name Julius Malema is almost synonymous with the term political opponent. I'm an opposition leader, if you can call it that way. So Julius Malema has always stood for the African rights in South Africa. He's having a party called the EFF, the Economic Freedom Forum in South Africa. Now, we have parties like the ANC, which was founded by Nelson Mandela, Thabo Mbeki, and the likes. And also we have EFF, which was founded by Julius Malema and some other people. So EFF is like the opposition leader, is like the opposition party of South Africa, and is headed by this guy Julius Malema. Julius Malema can be radical at some times. It can be so tough. But one thing I like about Julius Malema is that he always defends the African rights in South Africa. You know, he always puts those government. He always, like the ANC, if it takes a left turn, if it branches, Malema is there to straighten it up. Malema is the punctuator. He punctuates the laws in South Africa. And this is one thing I love about Julius Malema.
Because our coming here to fixing plumber, to fixing electricity, to fixing doors, to repaint the whole thing, is just to say to you, we recognize you as human beings. Because for a very long time, we have not been regarded as human beings. You know, in my language, when you give someone money or you give them a present or give them something, I don't know how to say it in Xhosa. Yeah, because we're not human beings. But anything that seeks to restore us and recognizes us as human beings, we appreciate. Why would you say, if you know Umtu? You know that I'm regarded as nothing. I'm not Umtu. That's why even when they give us a dilapidated RDP house, which is going to crack immediately when they leave, we clap hands and celebrate because in my standards, I should be in a shack. Because and umtumna. Eh? We don't want that with our people. We want every time we interact with them, they must know they are human beings and we shall restore their dignity. And our program everywhere we go should be about restoring the dignity of our people. How do you do that? You start with those who cannot do anything for you because you are genuine. You go to disabled children. They don't vote. They even if they vote, some of them are so incapacitated to a point where they can't go and vote. But just be nice to them because they are human beings. Go to gogos. It's winter now. The mortality rate of gogos is too high. You can be told tomorrow that, you remember the gogo we met? It's no longer there. But still be nice to her. Because we must be nice to these dejected and rejected people of ours. And that's what the celebration of 10 years of the EFF seeks to do. Because we want to create a relationship. It's not a once-off. We are not here to deliver gifts and off we go. No, we're going to leave our numbers. We don't carry two phones. I only carry one phone. If I don't want to talk to you, I will tell you, I don't want to talk to you. I don't have to hide from anyone. We give you reliable numbers so that if there is a problem here in the old age home when you're not getting help, call us. We'll try and help where we can. Because we need to try and help institutions like this. Baba speaks correctly. Health must be here. It's not only social development. Meaning, Ekpumuleni must be linked with a hospital. And that hospital must send people more frequently, weekly, to run the test, to do this, to do that. And then from there, give the people the medication. I'm not saying something we have not done. We've done it. Last week, Friday, we're in Kronstadt in Free State, where the director says, I've been asking for medication. Just one phone call. They were all now getting their medications and all of that. And then they were lining them up, coming to give them weekly medications. This institution must be linked with the local hospital and more necessary capacity must be invited because everywhere where you bring people together, even in the EFF rally, that is one day, there has to be health facilities because there are people who have gathered in one place. Once you put 60 old age people together in a place like this, you are duty bound to make sure that you provide the necessary facilities. And health is such a primary facility. There are so many things that can be done by EFF leaders who are activists, who do it out of love. Because if you say I'm a leader of society and I'm a leader of the EFF, and when you speak about it, you don't feel it inside your stomach, you're pretentious about it. It must keep you awake that there is a gogo who doesn't receive the social grant, yet this gogo qualifies to get a social grant. An activist does that. It's a go in between until the gogo gets a social grant. You will never have to go and campaign, because that gogo is going to tell everybody who cares to listen. Bafika bafana ba the EFF. She will tell them. She will tell them in Joburg. She will tell them in Cape Town how the EFF helped her. Just one help. Imagine 60 of them. You go and cancel a bill of 2 million of 60 of them. How many other children and their grandchildren are going to hear that beautiful story? Not from you, because they no longer listen to politicians, but from their own parents who say, we got help from the EFF. In Shangane, they say, sometimes you don't have to talk yourself. Your work will speak for you. That's what the EFF should be known. You cannot say we want to take government and do things the same way those who are in government are doing them. You have to do things differently. How is doing things differently? Do it with a smile. Show that you are happy to be here. No one has forced you to come and tick boxes. If anything, you want to sleep here so that work can be done. They must be the ones who say, hey, no. Now, because you are so happy to lend a helping hand. And therefore, lending a helping hand must never be a punishment. You must never behave like someone is punishing you. You ought to come from the communities that call your names and say, no, we'll talk to Vena. Because you don't want to do it, we'll call Vena. They know when we call Vena, this thing is going to happen. So if you want to be the leaders of society, let's fall in love with our people and do things that are good by them without expecting anything. My problem with the current government, they can't do anything that doesn't have a tender inside. So tender means I'm going to get some money out of it. If it doesn't have money in it, we don't do it. Why should there be a sewer that is blocked and running? And then we've got an MMC who says no, there must be filling in the form, they must report in the office. The MMC must go where the sewer is running and call those people. I'm not going to leave until you come to fix this thing. That's when you are an activist, not a position monger who wants to be introduced in funerals of children that the councillor has arrived. So what must we do now? To do it when there are no crowds and no one can see. Alone, you know, the good thing is the one that you do alone without anyone seeing. You must just do it alone. And you know it runs, now this thing is fixed. You're going to hear it from your mom who comes from the church, that some old men stood up in the church to speak about you.
I don't think there's a strong race like black people, owing to the fact that we have always endured racism. We have always endured colonialism. We have endured a lot of things. Social acceptance, this and that. Black people have endured that, and that's why we think African race is a strong race. Not stronger, but a strong race. There's a big difference. So Malema has addressed the need for Malema has addressed the need for society to reflect on the historical context of black struggles and recognize the ongoing challenges faced by the black community. So Malema is urging people to move beyond mere acknowledgement and actively work towards dismantling systemic barriers and perpetuate inequality. Malema is always fighting against inequality in South Africa, this and that. One time you hear he's just vocal and he fears not. He fears not. He fears not. I've never seen an opposition leader who is fearless as Julius Malema, you know. Furthermore, Malema emphasized the importance of fostering unity and solidarity among diverse communities. Malema has also urged that true progress could only be achieved through understanding, empathy, and collaboration. By respecting the struggles of black people, Malema has suggested that society could forge a path towards a more just and inclusive future. That's how Mandela is. That is what we can gather from the speech that he has just given.